Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Slimeboss here, and welcome to the bonus episode of Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. To put it simply, I'm going to be recording this live while playing the game, and sort of break down every single thing that you can do in the game. This is sort of, and break down everything that you can do live. So, of course, first things first, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, but as per usual, bonus videos take a look at three things. One, the post-game or any extra game content that you can take a look at. Two, any multiplayer features that you can do. And three, a bonus fun fact. So the first thing is we're just going to check out everything that you can do in this game that I haven't really kind of broken down and explained. So you have the original 1985 mode. You can have two different runs of your playthrough as well as three save files. The first run is your traditional Super Mario Bros. NES playthrough. The second is the Star Worlds, which is effectively second quest from the original game as well. Things that change within Second Quest: smaller platform, faster enemy movement, and different enemy types depending on the situation. Next up is Challenge Mode. Challenge Mode is basically a collectathon version of the game. There's three major collectibles that you can find within the world, and these are just regular Super Mario Bros. 1985 mode world. You can find 5 red coins in every single stage, 1 Yoshi egg, and then a score attack. The score attack is determined by a myriad of factors: collecting coins, collecting red coins, collecting Yoshis, hitting question mark box, killing enemies, and your time at the end of the stage. Get all the icons on this screen, and you'll unlock something secret, which I'll explain in a moment. But also there's the total score at the bottom there. Fill that meter up and you get a special reward as well. Again, I'm not sure at this time whether or not getting all the score attack things count. As of right now, I'm only about halfway during my playthrough because I will not be getting all the score attack icon. So you might have to go a little bit over to do that, or it might be a cumulative, which means I can replay this level and maybe continue to build up the score and get that collectible, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't take my word on that. But that is pretty much that. Then you have versus game, which I cannot do because I do not have multiplayer. But before we get into that, we have Luigi's Head, which is the Super Mario Bros. For super players. It is only in single player, and it's pretty much just the entirety of the Lost levels minus World 9, A, B, C, and D. So a little bit of a simple version of the game. Then you have the mini game You vs. Boo, which contains 2 worlds and multiple boos to take care of. A lot of this, those features were later introduced in Super Mario Maker, such as the on and off blocks and things like that. Well, technically in Super Mario World as well, but it was the way it's used in Mario Maker is more akin to this. Next up is the Records tab. This takes place of your highest score on any particular level. Mine was the 506,800 I got on 8-4, and as you can see, this counts for only the 1985 mode, but it does count for the star levels as well. As you can see, Mario there got 119,850 on 8 star 4. And of course, it also keeps track of your completion here in the challenge mode as well. Next up is the album, and this is something I have to kind of break down more thoroughly here. So let's take a look at that. The first award here. The award here in the middle is the Mario Award. This is simply by completing World 8-4 in the original 1985 mode. This one right here is the Bowser Award, complete second quest of Super Mario Bros., so the star levels. This one down here is the Yoshi Award, and that is completing World 8-4 and the Lost levels. And then these two up here, one is the Peach Award, which is collecting all red coins, high score medals, and Yoshi eggs in challenge mode, basically 100% completing challenge mode. And this one, the final award, is the Toad Award by filling up the score gauge and getting 1,160,000 points in the score gauge, and that's the entirety of the challenge score there. Next up is a little bit of like an achievement system instead of like, this is more of like a completion checklist. This is more of like a like awards or sorry, like a challenges or trophy system, as you would see on other consoles. So first things first, we have the fireworks show. Get the fireworks to show off in at least one level. So again, more achievement. This one is collect a 1-up mushroom. This one is climb a beanstalk to enter a bonus stage. This one, which I do not have, is play multiplayer mode with a friend once. This one is complete Super Mario Bros. This one is use the infrared link at least once. This is only available on the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Color version of this game. It was the wireless sort of trading mode. Next up is this one here, which is find all the red coins, which we did. Second one is get all the high score medals in challenge mode. And this one right here is the find all Yoshi eggs in challenge mode. And I guess I should say this now, but in the edit, I will be showing all the ones that I missed. I'll show like the image on screen as I am talking about it. Going on the next page, the rest are pretty simple. Simply by defeating a Goomba, defeating a Blooper, defeating a Lackey 2, defeating a Cheep Cheep, defeating a Hammer Bro, defeating a Bullet Bill, defeating a Koopa Troopa, defeating a Spiny, and defeating a Buzzy Beetle. Next up is the it's actually 4 Bowser panels. Each Bowser that you defeat, each fake Bowser that you defeat over the course of your Super Mario Bros. 1985 playthrough gets, this is worlds 1 through 4, and this is worlds 5 through 8. So each of the quarters is filled up as you, each of the quarters are filled up as you do this, and same thing on this screen here. And then the last quarter is when you defeat the actual Bowser. But this isn't just by simply defeating him with the axe. You have to shoot fireballs at him in order to get this to work. So this is the Bowser one, and then this is Mario and Luigi showing completion there. Every single one of these elements can be commented on or printed. The comment here shows a little blurb about every single thing that you've done. I'm not going to be reading them all here. And of course, because this was on the Game Boy Color, this was compatible with the Game Boy printer, and you can print all of these elements. Finally, we have the toy box. Toy box here shows off a calendar, which we can actually get ourselves into 2024 if we so desired. And here we are. So this is actually accurate. So next up is a fortune telling. This is just a random way to get 1-ups. Just select any of them and you could get an unlucky and not get anything. All these have really interesting and cute little things, and you can print whatever you get as well. So let's go ahead and pick one more time just to see what we get. I got extremely lucky, and when I did this the first time in testing, it gave me 5 1-ups, and you can unlock it in the 1985 mode. The thing that is good about this is that good news is due from a loved one. This actually has a bunch of random different blurbs that you can get as your fortune. A ton of different blurbs are in the game, fortunately, which is crazy. Like, for example, it gave me, this one is just kind of like a general one. It actually gave me a tip that you can get some goodies in the sky areas, or the coin havens, as it were. It gave me a little bit of a hint there. So some of these are hints to the actual game, others are just regular fortune. Next up is this hidden area. This area is unlocked by simply getting every single Toad in the game, and obviously Peach as well. All of these texts on screen that you're seeing are customizable and can be printed. Obviously, those ones are not customizable, but the ones with text are. go ahead and feel free to stop on any of these frames to, you know, maybe print it for yourself in 2024, or, you know, take a look at one that you might enjoy. Also, these ones I don't think are going to print, like, beat for beat. I think it might print a little bit differently. So, like, for example, this is like a question mark dice. It might print specifically a little bit more high res, but I'm not 100% sure on that because I don't have a Game Boy printer. And, of course, Peach here. You can actually make a jingle here, and it actually plays it. I don't know how, but it does. But yeah, and then finally, Yoshi. Stop the roulette, and the game will give you a little bit of a hint to where you can find any of the Yoshis are in challenge mode. Pretty nice and handy, but it is a little bit of cumbersome. But yeah, that is everything that you can do inside of Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Now, let's go ahead and move on over to the multiplayer. Like I said before, there's a couple of different things that you can do. The first thing is linking up with the with a link cable. This unlocks the versus game mode. The versus game mode is pretty much the same thing as you versus Boo. I don't know if it's only the you versus Boo levels or if it's, you know, the original 1985, or you can pick between lost levels and stuff. But you basically just compete against each other, racing through all of the levels. So there's that. I don't really have footage, but I'll see if I can find some and put it on screen right now. Finally, the last bit of multiplayer is the infrared mode. Using the infrared mode, you can actually exchange records, and basically like Pokemon record mixing, things like that. So that's a pretty cool little nifty feature. And finally, a little bit of a fun fact. Okay, so this is kind of embarrassing. I did not have a fun fact for you, so I'm just going to go ahead and list off basically the patch notes for this. There is a ton of little differences between the original NES version and this one. Obviously, the game physics are a little bit tighter, and some of the sprites has changed. And pretty much all of the like the glitches from the older games, like Minus World and stuff like that, are not available in this game. The water and lava tiles are actually animated, which is pretty cool. I didn't actually notice that before. And Princess Toadstool and the Toads all have talking animations. And more interestingly, the Luigi sprite is surprisingly different. Something that I like to kind of bring up in conversations is that Luigi's sprite for Super Mario World changed in like every iteration, where like in Super Mario World it looked like a power swap of Mario, and then Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World changed it again, and then Super Mario Maker changed it again, and then Super Mario Advance also changed it. So in this game it also changed, where Luigi wore a green hat and green shirt with overall. Fire Luigi looks identical to Fire Mario. But in Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, Luigi's palette was changed to reflect that of Mario. So Luigi has his own unique like fire ability, because originally it was just the exact same as Mario's. Now it's green, like of course it's supposed to be. So the gray Cheep Cheeps in the original game are now green. A lot more additional sound effects and things like that were available. Something that I didn't really talk about is that you can actually control the camera by pressing up or down on the control pad, but this unfortunately makes it very difficult to actually play the game, because it just kind of constantly goes up and down as you're playing it. And that's pretty much it. So that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the little bonus video that I had for you today. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time for whatever we end up doing next. Bye.